Bro, I'm gonna give it to you with no trivia. We're like cocaine straight from Bolivia. My hip hop will rock and shot the nation like the Emancipation Proclamation. We MCs will put your sling instead. You must run into the wall and bang your head. I force your doubt it. I mean, that was cowards to the Caucasus Mountain. Yes, sir. You know what we here for, y'all. Y'all know what we here for. Y'all know exactly what we are here for. Man, let me bring this back. Man, let me bring this back. Look at this, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the cover on this, y'all. Can't believe we got this, man. Yes, sir. One time for the one time. How y'all doing out there? Wow. Man, this is the new camera I'm, what I'm saying, trying to get adjusted to. But hey, y'all, peace unto the Lord. Raise up your swords. Everyone stand up. The gift got deployed. What is going on, you guys? We're back with another stack of racks. As you can see, the title of this video is The iGGON will be reading Raw, My Journey Into the Wu-Tang by Lamont Hawkins. So let's get it, man. Even though this is an introduction, you guys, I am just going to give you guys the retail on the details. Oh Lord Jesus! Y'all see the receipt. Y'all see the receipt. I don't need to be showing you the receipt, but I'm just gonna show y'all the exclusive look of what the book really looks like. This is what. Whenever you buy a copy of this, you guys just know that this is official merchandise by Lamont Hawkins, better known as you guys. Oh Jesus! Look at this. This is gorgeous outlining, man. Man, be something special. But I hate that most books. I hate that most books don't come with any pictures. Kind of like the Bible. Kind of like the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But if you if you read, like one of those, I don't know, those European Bibles or whatever, they have the pictures, along with the. I do like art and I do like the pictures, especially when with all the characters in the Bible, all the people in the Bible. Anyway, let me just go ahead and read to y'all this. This is the introduction, y'all. So right now, viewers' discretion is advised, especially when you're viewers' discretion is advised, especially when you're reading something critical like this. You know what I'm saying? But I can't wait to read it. So let's get it, y'all. Okay, the quiet one speaks, and I'll be real frugal. I'm gonna be real frugal about my language. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's got some this and that and that and this is what I'm saying. I know it has some curse words in there. So I'm just gonna be PG-13. Okay, I'm just gonna be clear, clean and clear and under control. Okay, the quiet one speaks. The Wu-Tang Clan are considered hip hop royalty. Remarkably, none of the founding members had told their story until now. Lamont u-God Hawkins was born in Brownsville, US of A, New York City in 1970. Raised by a single mother and forced to recon with the hostile conditions of project life. You got to learn from an early age how to survive, and surviving in New York City in the 1970s and the 1980s was no easy task, especially as a young black boy living in some of the city's most ignored and destitute, destitute, I'm sorry, I hope I'm saying that word right, destitute districts. Okay. But along the way, he met and befriended those who would eventually form the clan's core. The RZA, the Jizza, Method Man. Nah, let me say that right. The RZA, the Jizza, Oh Dirty Bastard. You God, oh God. This is funny. The RZA, the Jizza, Oh Dirty Bastard, Inspector Deck, Raekwon the Chef, You God, Ghostface Killer, the Master Killer, and the METHOD Man. All right. It'll say it right there. It'll say it right here. But y'all get my gist. Y'all get the gist of it. So it's whatever. The RZA, the Jizza, Method Man, Raekwon, Old Dirty Bastard, Inspector Deck, Ghostface Killer, and the Master Killer. Brought up by the streets and bonding over their love of hip hop, they sought to pursue the impossible music as their ticket out of the ghetto. You God's unforgettable first person account of his journey from the streets of Brooklyn to some of the biggest stages around the world is not only thoroughly affecting, unfiltered, and explosive, but also captures the, in vivid detail the making of one of the greatest acts in American music history. That was the introduction, y'all. I mean, we still got more though. Starting off with the prologue. Okay, so we got the prologue. Okay, prologue. Uh, prologue. You're right. I do sometimes read too fast. Okay. Time is a sloppy sucker. Time reveals nonsense things. Let me just say that. Time is a sloppy sucker. Time reveals things. It wears things down, breaks things, crushes things, kills things, reveals truth. There's nothing greater than Father Time. There is nothing greater than Father Time. If you have patience, if you have, okay, all right. If you have patience, time will be on your side. And if you recognize how valuable time is, and if you know the right time to make your move, you'll be a bad mother. Shut your mouth. That's how I feel right now, writing this book. The time is now for me to write all the things down. It's time to write down not only my legacy, but the story of 9 dirt bomb street thugs who took our everyday life, scrapping and hustling and trying to survive in the urban jungle of New York City, and turned that into something bigger than we could possibly imagine. Something that took us out of the projects for good, which was the only thing we all wanted in the first place. But first, we had to come from hell all the way up. New York City was a crazy place to grow up, especially in the 1970s through the 80s and the 90s. There was so much energy on the streets and the clubs back then. Now things got into my system early, early, and stays there to this day. Not just the club scene, not just the club scene, but that whole era. The mayor cock, the mayor cock, the mayor cock, put you in the face, snatch your pocketbook era, snatch your pocketbook era. Okay. The whole clan is from that era, and convey, convey it in our music because that era molded us is still in us. The era that molded us is still in us. We're constantly evolving and changing, but that core is where I drew. That core is where I draw my inspiration from. Not just what let me see, not just what we saw, but everything we went through at that time. When they built the projects, it was just an urban jungle, dangerous. But if you knew the rules, you could get by all right. Maybe even maybe even maybe even have some fun occasionally. There'd be fights, usually with fists. Usually, okay, okay. Oh god. Let me read that one more time. When they built the projects, it was just an urban jungle, dangerous. But if you knew the rules, you could get by all right. Maybe even some, maybe even have some fun occasionally. There'd be fistfights, usually with fists, maybe brass knuckles, maybe a knife. Okay. Drugs were around, sure, but not like they were later on. But when crack hit my Park Hill neighborhood on Staten Island, that jungle became a doggone war zone. Fists and knives turned into turned into pistols, turned to pistols and submachine guns. Bulletproof vests were hidden under sports jerseys. Bullets and bodies literally the streets. And often you didn't know who you could trust from day to day. People you thought were your friends lured in by addiction or easy money. Often became sneak thieves and stick up kids. Or stick up kids. Sorry about that. That fear, anger, and terror in the streets made the friends you could trust all the more precious. And in the early 90s, I'm sorry, 90s. In the early 90s, 9 friends, each a master of his own craft, each with his own part to play, came together to form the legendary group you know as the Wu-Tang Clan. RZA, the mastermind, from creating the very idea of the Wu-Tang, to gathering the members who would execute his plan to shaping the hooks, concepts, and themes of our early albums. RZA was the general whose orders we all followed. Okay. He had a great mind. He was very, very intelligent for his age. He wasn't no real hustling ass dude. He wasn't no real hustling ass dude. But to feed his family, he put that great mind of his to it and came up with things to put food on his plate, to put food on his table. I understand what you mean when you say put. It says right here, he put that great mind of his to it and came up with things to put food on his plate, food on his table. But I get it. Okay. Wu Tang was just one of those things that took us all higher. Jizza, the genius, often right beside his cousin, RZA. RZA elevated his verses from grimy, crime-ridden streets to higher planes of thoughts, consciousness, and expression. When he dropped his debut album, Words from the Genius, on Warner Brothers, suddenly we could see the reality of music taking us out of the projects. I still remember me and Method Man listening to that tape and just vibing off of it. Aww. Method Man and No Dirty Bastard. The performers, we were all the performers. Listen, we were all performers. But Meth and No DB were the two who always took shows to a higher level. Meth had his infectious enthusiasm. Meth had his infectious enthusiasm and natural charm, and brought it from way back when we was kicking new edition dance moves at the PS 49 after school center. ODB was just unpredictable, wild, with insane stage charisma out of all of us. He was already a natural entertainer right out of the box. He was just early with it. Sometimes I just used to look at him like, how, like, he was ridiculously crazy. It doesn't say that on this, but it says the F word, but I get it. But he always knew what he was doing every time. Inspector Deck, the artist. As a kid, Deck was always looking out of his apartment window at 160. Okay, 160, 160, 160. I mean, oh, okay, let me stop. Down at everything. Yeah, yeah. Let me read that one more time. I like that. Inspector Deck, the artist. As a kid, Deck was always looking out his apartment window at 160, down at everything going on in the streets below. Down below, down below. Came from the bottom, down below. Random cool nights. Sleep on the floor. Sleep on the floor, yeah. Okay. He absorbed all the things. He absorbed all that ish and turned it into the vivid rhymes. These vivid rhymes. Let me see that one. Let me say that one more time. And I quote: He absorbed all that ish and turned it into these vivid rhymes. Unquote. Okay. Okay, let's continue. His visual details, plus using words you hear news reporters use, just made it seem like he was reporting street news in his verses. Mm, very intellectual. Yeah. Okay. Ghostface Killer, the storyteller, a troublemaker, all his life, who hit the streets early. Ghost made his stories come alive because he was rapped. Because when he rapped them, it felt like you were living them right alongside of him. Alongside him. Let me say that one more time. Ghostface Killer, the storyteller, a troublemaker all his life, who hit the streets early. Ghost made his stories come alive because when he rapped them, it felt like you were living them right alongside him. Master Killer, the natural. Hmm. Wow. Insane. Hmm. Okay. Master Killer, the natural. A disciple of Jizza. Masters, the only one of us whose first performance was with the fully formed Wu. But his ability to hold his own form is, I'm sorry, Master Killer, the natural, a disciple of Jizza. Master's the only one of us whose first performance was with the fully formed Wu. But his ability to hold his own from the start was undeniable. Hmm. I know everyone's roots in Wu-Tang. Everybody expect master killers. I know everyone's roots in Wu-Tang. Everybody except master killers. He's always just held himself real close to the vest, and that's just the way it is. Raekwon, okay. Raekwon, the hustler. Chef Raekwon. Chef Raekwon could get it up. Okay. Raekwon the chef, the hustler, creator of the mafioso rap. He's not the creator of mafioso rap. That that title belongs to KJR. KGR. Yeah. KGR. Cool G rap. Cool gangster rap. Cool gangster rap created, the mafioso rap. And the mafioso style of rapping, yeah, that was all Cool G rap. I just want to state that. I just want to state claim that was Cool G rap, not Raekwon the chef. But he adapted it later on, so it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, let's see. Raekwon the Hustler, creator of the mafioso rap subgenre. He was in the streets at an early age, pushing crack out of the gates, down the block from meth and meat. One of my very first drug stories is of Ray and me trying to move this icky we let's see gotten from his Costa Rico. Okay, okay. I lost my flow. I need to get it back. I lost my flow. I need to get it back. Okay. Right. One of my very first drug stories is of Ray and me trying to move this icky weed we gotten from his cousin Rico. Drug dealing may not have been the best vacation, but it sure gave him a lot to rhyme about. but sure gave him a lot to rhyme about. Okay, and me, and me, you got the ambassador. I was just a straight hardcore thug with the brain capacity to do a whole lot of things, make things, make things happen on my own, and hustle those bombs to get my bread. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I feel like I got, telepathy. I have, dyslexia. I feel like I got dyslexia, but stay with me. Stay with me. We get into it. We almost done. See that? Look, we almost done. We almost done. This is just the introduction, by the way. Okay. And me, you God. And me, you God. The ambassador. I was just a straight hardcore thug with the brain capacity to do a lot of things, make things happen on my own, and hustle those bombs to get my bread. I was there from the very beginning, beatboxing in the hallways of 160 with Ray and ODB, hustling on the streets with Method Man, laying down the first tracks at Riss's crib. I was there for it all. I was there for all of it. For the first tracks of Riss's. Oh, okay. Walking my own path, which had which had a detour or two, to be sure, but that path led in led inexorably. I hope I'm saying that right. It's this word. I'm gonna spell it out for y'all. It's Inexorably. Okay. Let me say that one more time. I was there for. Let me see. Okay, past that part. Walking my own path. Walking, walking my own path, which had a detour or two, to be sure, but that path led inexorably to the Wu-Tang's clans, to the Wu-Tang clan, as I somehow known it would from the very beginning. This is my story. This is our story. Uh oh. Oh God. Oh Lord Jesus, my brain. Oh Lord, and the way this you got me. You got me. Okay, you got me. Okay, let me stop. All right, chapter one. Started off on the island. Growing up as hard, as rough, as wild, as crazy as we in Wu Tang did, death was always a part of my life. I remember the first time I saw somebody died. I was only about 4 or 5 years old. It was just me and my mother in the apartment. Loving You by Minnie Riperton. Loving You by Minnie Riperton. I was playing on the radio in the street. It seemed like whenever things was going down, there was always music playing along with it. Something was always happening in Park Hill projects. I remember a commotion outside my window. I could barely reach the windowsill. I could barely reach the windowsill to look out of the street. A crowd was forming, making the uproar that drew my mother and me outside to see what was going on. By the time we arrived, the gathering had gotten bigger, so she put me up on her shoulders. I looked around and I looked around the courtyard and up the street. All my neighbors, as well as half of 206 Park Hill Terrace, were outside. Soon, the cops, the firemen, and the ambulance and an ambulance showed up. A woman was standing on the roof of the project next door, 280 Park Hill, threatening to jump. She was pretty young, talking to herself and yelling down at everyone as the cops tried to talk her down off the ledge. I remember staring up at her till my neck was stiff. I didn't understand what was going on or what was about to happen. Oh, Lord Jesus. Lord, Lord, make a way. Lord Jesus. At first, it seemed like she was going to be okay. She looked like she didn't really want to kill herself. But something still kept her from coming down off the ledge. I could still see her face, tormented, twisted in despair. Her wide eyes staring down at the crowd 7 stories below. Then, without a word or warning, she had enough of making a spectacle. She jumped, or slipped, and fell. I never knew which. Hmm. She flailed on her arms for a second, then fell so fast I almost couldn't see her. She hit the fence first, then landed on the steps at the side entrance. Blood flew. People screamed. And the cops and paramedics ran up to the bleeding soon to be corpse. Everybody there, my mother and me included, just stood and stared at the body in shock and disbelief while they got ready to be carried off, carted off. I was a toddler, and already I seen death up close. The sound of her hitting the concrete steps will resonate with me forever. Oh, poor you, God. At the time, I couldn't understand what can make someone end their own life. As a 5-year-old, you don't always recognize what you see, but I always felt like that was the moment that made me self aware. It made me think of life and death for the first time. I was young as ever. I was young as hell, but it made an impact on me. Okay. All right, y'all. That was just the first chapter. That was just the introduction. I just got done reading, the introduction. Now we into, the first chapter. Y'all let me know. Y'all want me to continue? Yeah. We I stopped that right here. So yeah, I stopped that right here. That's crazy. This is good. Hey y'all, man, that'll be my time. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to continue reading. If y'all want me to continue reading this book and filming myself while doing it, if y'all want me to keep streaming this book, just let me know. Let me leave it down in the comments down below, and drop 10 gems on me. You know what I'm saying? Just drop 10 gems on me. If y'all want me to continue reading this book, y'all see it. If y'all want me to continue reading this book, please drop 10 gemstones on me and leave it in the comments down below. But this is yours truly, the iGGON, Cosmo, Levi Hagamotsai, representing for the Mosai, sounding off. Alright? And if you enjoyed this video, please go tell a friend, bring them in so we can keep on making these amends, man. Until next time, peace and blessings. Piccolo!